President-elect Trump taps FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr as chairman of that agency, saying that Commissioner Carr is a warrior for free speech and has fought against the regulatory lawfare that has stifled Americans' freedoms and held back our economy. He will end the regulatory onslaught that has been crippling America's job creators and innovators and ensure that the FCC delivers for rural America. Brendan Carr joins us now. I'm particularly interested in rural America. What are your top three, besides that, top three to-do items if you get confirmed?
Yeah, thanks so much, Dana. And I want to start by expressing my thanks and appreciation again to President Trump and to congratulate him again on his historic election victory. I mean, it's one for the history books, if you think about it, from the lawfare that he overcame to literally being shot, not just shot at, but being shot. And for me, as I go forward, the first thing is to get together with the president's team and make sure that I 100% understand his agenda. After all, it's going to be his administration, and it's going to be his agenda that people should be pushing. From my perspective, there's a couple of top issues. Number one is looking at tech censorship. You know, free speech is the bedrock of our democracy, and there's been this unprecedented surge in censorship over the last couple of years, and we need to restore Americans' First Amendment rights. Number two is to look at our approach to media. You know, Jeff Bezos just recently did an op-ed where he said that Americans don't trust the news media. He said now they're the least trusted of all. And I think he's speaking a lot of truth there. So I think the status quo, particularly when it comes to legacy media, needs to change. And three, we have a real opportunity to get the economy going and creating jobs. When President Trump came in 2017, we were behind the eight ball when it came to communications policy, and he turned things around. And that's exactly what is going to happen again. We need to free up more spectrum. We need to do permitting reform. You talk about rural broadband. That's the key there. And number three is the space economy. I'm down here in South Padre Island right now. There's going to be another Starship launch later today. And it simply cannot take longer to move permitting paper from one desk at an agency to another than it does to build and launch these rockets. So we're going to unleash America's private sector again.
What can the FCC do to help legacy media?
You know, there's a lot the FCC can do. Broadcasters are differently situated than other speakers. They get free access to a valuable public resource, the airwaves, and they're licensed by the FCC. And the exchange for that is they have to serve the public interest. I think it's important that we take another look at that and we reinvigorate it. There's also a news distortion complaint at the FCC still having to do with CBS, and CBS has a transaction before the FCC. And I'm pretty confident that that news distortion complaint over the CBS 60 Minutes transcript is something that's likely to arise in the context of the FCC's review of that transaction.
Forbes magazine had this headline: how Elon Musk could benefit from Trump's FCC nominee Brendan Carr. Why would they say that he would benefit, and how would you respond to that headline?
Well, if you look at the last couple of years, you know, President Biden stood at the White House podium a couple years ago and said Elon Musk is worth being looked into. And ever since then, the regulatory agencies have launched unprecedented lawfare. You know, the FCC revoked unlawfully an $800 million award to Elon Musk. Every single agency started investigating him. And so I think that it's time for the American government to not give people differential treatment based on their last name. And everybody is going to get a fair shake from the government going forward.
You also had this tweet at one point that the FCC's most recent budget request said that promoting DEI was the agency's second highest strategic goal. Starting next year, the FCC will end its promotion of DEI. Tell me more.
Yeah, look, we need to get back to common sense in the government. The idea that the Federal Communications Commission lists as its second highest strategic priority promoting DEI, there's no place for that. And when the transition is complete, when we come in, the FCC is going to end its promotion of DEI. We're going to focus on our core mission, rural broadband, accelerating our permitting for the satellite industry. Those are the steps we're going to take, promoting our national security.
Well, enjoy the space launch, the rocket launch today. Enjoy that, and thank you for coming on the program. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Dana.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.